You feel that's a good person. यार अच्छा लगा उससे मिलके. He's a nice lad. Yet what we do, we keep talking about ourselves. We keep talking about the struggles we had. We keep talking about our personal achievements. But you know what? Nobody is interested in you. Nobody is interested in me. Everybody is interested in themselves. That's fact. Isn't it? The New York Telephone Company did a very interesting research. What they did is they studied the most commonly used words on a conversation. Okay? They tapped people's phones, of course, with their permission, and they tried to study what words do they use most in a conversation. Guess what that word was? I. The word I was used 3,900 times over 500 conversations. At a staggering 8 times per conversation on an average. I. When you look at a group photograph in which you are a part of, who do you look at first? Where does your eye go? Which face? Don't you think if you are interested in yourself, everyone around you is interested in themselves? Yet, what we do? We try and impress them with all we've done. Try changing that. Try reversing that. Try understanding what the other person has done. What has been their struggle? What is their motivation? What has their life been like? That's the recipe for instant liking. Recently I met the friend of my fiance. So they were best friends right from school, right? And you know how girls are. She was all excited to meet me. Yeah, I want to know how you guys met. How was your first date? Where did you study? How did you meet my friend? All those things. I was up for it. I was excited to meet her. Yeah, let's talk. The moment we sat down, it initially came up that she's an animal doctor. She's a vet. Okay? And that was the first time I was meeting a vet. Naturally, I asked her, damn, this is something really amazing what you're doing. How does this work? Because, I know human doctors. It's easy to figure out symptoms, ask them. How do you talk to an animal? You can't go to a cow asking, hey, is your head paining? Has something been bothering you at work lately? Are you stressed? You can't do that. So how do you do that? That conversation went on for 45 minutes. And then we talked about the love story. Not my love story, her love story. We spoke about how she met her boyfriend. We talked about how she's managing her love life with her work life. How she grew up in Mumbai. We talked nothing about my background, how I met her best friend, how we're together now. None of it. Surprising, isn't it? Not much. That's how most people are. Everyone craves good listeners. Conclusion, she loved the entire conversation. After we went home, she appreciated the entire evening and me so much to my fiance that she was confused. Kya hua? What happened? And I was wondering, what did I do to receive so much love? I just listened to her. The fact that everyone craves a good listener, it's behind the human nature, the deep desire to feel important. Note that principle down, that the moment you make someone feel important, you'll never fall in trouble. However, if you want someone to hate you, if you want someone to despise you, laugh behind your backs, there's a golden recipe for that. First, never listen to what they're saying for too long. Okay? Next, talk non-stop about yourself. And thirdly, if you have any idea in the middle of the conversation, don't wait. Jump right in. Break that conversation. Do you know about some people who do that? I'm sure you do. How do they make you feel? In order to be a good conversationalist, be a good listener. To be interesting, be interested. Ask questions that the other person would love answering. Right? Those are two things that make you good at communication. Now, let's look at how communication or the lack of it is making you as an individual different in today's times. Imagine you're waking up in your room, okay? 7 a.m. birds chirping. You're all happy waking up. I don't know 7 a.m. who is happy waking up, but let's assume you are happy, okay? All of a sudden, 50 people jump into your room, shouting at the top of their voices about their personal lives, okay? Surprising? Yet we do this every day. We don't invite 50 people, we invite 800 people. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, or any other social media that we use, we're inviting 800 people into our lives every day, into our bedrooms, into our office spaces, into our commutes, and they're shouting at us, hey, you know what? This is what I had for dinner last night. Hey, you know what? This is the view I woke up to today morning. You know what? This is the beautiful gift I got from my partner. Constantly happening every day. Even though that person was your school friend in 5th standard and you've never been in touch, that post will give you a tad bit of jealousy. Those small bits, small doses of jealousy keep rolling up every day, every month, every year from 800 people. And what does that cause? Resentment towards that person, towards your life. Man, everyone's living an ideal life. What am I doing? I'm surviving. Everyone's enjoying their lives. What am I doing? I'm surviving. What does that cause? Loneliness. Loneliness is the most pressing health concern as per WHO. The most pressing one. Recently, Dr. Vivek Murthy stated that, who is the US Surgeon General for WHO, it's equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Imagine. And he also stated that 1 in 2 people in the US is feeling lonely. 50% of the population. Now you would say that Indians are far better. We live in communities. No, you're wrong. Loneliness is massively understudied, under-acknowledged in India. Go outside, walk, talk to your neighbors, talk to your relatives, and you'll understand how big of a concern this is. And why is that happening? We move more often. We were born somewhere, we lived somewhere, then we studied somewhere else, we worked somewhere else, we settled down in another city. What happens? We keep changing circles. We leave behind our connections and we move to a new place. We interact online instead of in person. We spoke about this, right? Interactions are being virtual more and not physical. We started moving to nuclear families because of the changing lifestyles, how 2 generations are massively different in how they want to lead their lives. And finally, personal space, personal boundary that everyone wants to give each other. Nothing wrong in that, right? But the fact being, people don't want to share each other's problems anymore. It's his problem, he'll solve it. Let me not interfere. Right? So what do? If you see someone feeling lonely or you feel that they might be lonely, if you yourself have the feeling that you're feeling lonely, you have to communicate more. And how do you communicate better? Just smile and listen. Thank you so much. Thank you.